Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and a new paper crafting video. Today I'm going to be playing with some brand new stamps and dies from the latest release at Trinity Stamps. Their release is live on August 10th, which is today if you're watching this on the day that it comes out. And they have a bunch of Halloween and fall and teacher things that are so cute, and I picked a few things to play with to make today's card, like this stamp set, Spooky Silhouettes. I love all the products that I'm sharing with you today because they can be paired together, or you can use them with Halloween things that you already own. Plus, this stamp set has like 28 stamps in it. It's like huge. It has little headstones and bats and a cat and birds and eyes and trees, plus that really cool like house on a hill with a little path. I think it's a super fun stamp set. Now, they are all solid images, so I found that I was definitely going to ink this up 2 times, and I used VersaFine Onyx black ink so it would be nice and solid black, which is the look I was going for. So here you can see all the images. There's a cute little jack-o'-lantern in there. Once I allowed this to dry, then I set to die cutting out all of the things, because every single stamp in this set has a die to coordinate with it and cut it out. There's even like little tufts of grass, like 3 different little tufts of grass and a couple crosses. Yeah, a ton of images in there. The other die I'm using is this Dainty Ghost die. It's a standalone die, 1 die in the set, and it's got this like little scallop across the bottom, which is so cute. And then there's new Halloween sentiments that are the dies cut out letters, and then you glue them onto the shadow layer. So what I decided to do was back my black cardstock with some rip and stick sheets from Trinity Stamps. Then I could die cut out all the words at once. They're already going to have adhesive on the back, and then I just have to like stick them down to the shadow layer, which was really easy to do. And I think this font is really fun. Plus, I love this one with the boo is almost like its own separate word, a little scripty. So cute. All right, so let's set that aside. And this is a gel press print that I'm using for the background of my card. It's so cool. If you don't know what gel press printing is, I have an entire playlist of gel press prints. I love making my own background, so I just pulled this out from my stash. I have a gazillion, is that a word? A million, a ton of backgrounds from my gel press. So I love to pull them out and use them in card making. And I wanted this to like represent a night sky, and it just had a spooky vibe, so I had to do it. I put some ink on 3 pixie splatter on there, and then I'm using Dr. P.H. Martin's No Bleed White, and then I'm going to add a little water to that to make it looser so I can splatter it on. And this, when it dries, is white. It doesn't like dry so you can see through it. It's the best. So I'll splatter that, and then I did do a little bit of green and purple, you see there, metallic, or it's like glittery watercolor. It doesn't show up a lot. It was hard to capture in the video, but when you turn it in the light, you can see a little bit of purple and a little bit of green. So it's like a little unexpected surprise when you turn it in the light. All right, I really wanted this to feel a little bit more nighttime, so I took some jet black ink and my black ink blending buddy from Trinity Stamps. Do you see how I know that it's black? Because I have those little color indicators on there. I love those. So I just dusted around the edges. I'm going to let that set while I add a little bit of color to this image. What I'm going to do is fill in the windows with some green. I like green for Halloween, like a lime fluorescent green. It's so good. I love it with black. And then I'm going to do a little bit of dot detail on that pathway just so it's not stark white and maybe can look like stones or gravel or something. But also I realized the white edge on my die cuts was just going to be too much for this scene. So I took that same T2 marker and colored the white edge around my die cuts. Now, on a lot of cards, you could just stamp these images and not have to die cut them out and just create a scene by stamping them. But for my card, that didn't work out. I needed the die cuts. So I picked out the ones I wanted for my scene, and then I just set to creating that scene and gluing it down to my card. Now, before I made this card, I had the idea in my head. So what I did is I sketched this out in my brand new card making sketchbook from Trinity Stamps. It's a new tool that they have created for card makers. So you can sketch out your ideas. There's a little like grid size rectangle for your A2, A7, mini slimline, and slimline cards, and then even a section for shape cards you could do. So that was really helpful, and as I went, I was able to take notes on what I did, what I used, and then it's a great place for me to refer back to later when I am maybe doing this voiceover, doing a blog post, or even making another card like this in the future. So I'm going to show you a picture of that at the end, so stay tuned. And then there is a full video on the sketchbook that I did for my channel, so I'll link that for you below as well as soon as I get that out on the channel. This video is probably going to go out before that one, so it'll be coming. All right, next I'm going to embellish this with some stars, and you see I already added my ghost and my You're Fabulous, and those are in light purple for my ghost, and I chose the darker purple for my sentiment. I think it looks great, or fabulous. And then these stars are super fun because they glow in the dark, which is just like perfect for a Halloween card, don't you think? Now, I was not loving this kind of line of white across the bottom, so I just decided I would clean it up with a little black Copic marker. I have my A7 size card base here, so it's a 10-inch by 7-inch piece of paper, scored at 5 inches and folded in half. Now, I remember I used the die to cut out my gel press print, the A7 rectangle dies, but it was just too much of a purple border. I needed something in between. So while the glue was wet, I just removed that panel. I die cut out the next biggest rectangle, but these are modern embossed rectangles. So they emboss a line around the edge, which is so fancy. I love it. So that's going onto my card just like that. And that lime green, doesn't it just like pop? It's electric. Now I'm going to start singing. All right, so that completes my card. Here is the sketch in my card making sketchbook, and I am so in love with this like way to capture my ideas and my thoughts and be able to refer back to it even at a much later date. I'm in love with this book. Make sure you check out the video, the full video on the sketchbook, and get one for yourself while they're in stock. And this is part of a hop, so make sure you check out the link in the description box below. Hop along, check out other new things from Trinity Stamps, and comment along the way, of course. And you'll find details about the hop and our Instagram hop in the description box below. I'll see you all again very soon on the next video, so if you're new here, you should think about subscribing. I'll see you then. Happy stamping! Bye!